Edinburgh Fringe Day 4 review. Um, Another decent day. I'll be honest, I started to feel it, feel the effects of the festival on day 4. Very tired all day. Um, I slept in till I just lazed around till about midday, 12 till 1, got showered, got up. And because I had like a long time, my first gig was not till 5:45, so I decided to treat myself to a proper sit-down meal. Now, everybody, all comedians, even locals and stuff like that, tourists, they go to a place called Mosque Kitchen, which is essentially the kitchen at the main mosque in Edinburgh. Um, and yeah, the food was spot on. Got a treated myself to a lamboona, rice, some meat samosas. So I know this is not a food review, but I just want to let you know how nice it tasted. Especially when you come from Bradford, you know what I mean? You appreciate a good curry. So yeah, I did that. And then like I said, I didn't have a gig till 5:45. So I made my way up to Three Sisters, which has got like the open courtyard, live music and stuff like that. So people are just there all the time, just like it's a good vibe. And just sat down, had a pint, and then I went through the Edinburgh Fringe app, which tells you about all the live comedy shows, and I'm just trying to pick up some good shows that I want to go see basically. And like I want to gig as much as possible whilst I'm up here, but at the same time I do want to go watch some good shows just to learn and just sit in the crowd as a student. One thing was frustrating though, that a lot of the people that I want to go see, they're all fully booked already, and that was something that I wasn't prepared for. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever been, so I just assumed everything was super accessible, unless like say you're like one of the best in the world, you know what I mean? So like your tickets are gonna go like that. I thought people like that are a pro, but not like the biggest comedians in the country. I thought you'd still be able to go see them. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rethink that. Although Ted Ilyas, who is done live at the Apollo, he's from Blackburn, I believe he's from Blackburn. Yeah, Asian comedian, pro comedian, has been doing it forever. He's just released that he's doing a short stint here, and he's literally just put the tickets out. But I knew that was going to be available because I gigged with him the first night I was here. Was it the first night? Yeah, I think it was the first night I was here. He did Kyle Legacy's show, so I gigged with him there, and I've actually gigged with him before about 18 months ago in Manchester, the Home Theatre, which was massive. That was like the first super big comedian that I'd gigged with. So that was good, like a bit of a full circle moment. So yeah, I sat down in the beer garden at Three Sisters, and I got the tickets to go see Tez, which is going to be on day 5. And then yeah, there were a few other comedians that I want to go see, and like they were all booked up. So I was sort of pretty frustrated there, but I had another drink, sat around, listened to the music, just took in the vibes, took in the atmosphere. And then yeah, I had a show in the same venue we perform in for Best in Class, but it was the show before then. So like the two acts that I'm going to be doing Best in Class with for the majority of this week, Tasha and Gary, sorry. I just told them, like, obviously you flyer whilst I'm inside, and then hopefully I go inside, do well, and then I exit flyer. So when the people are leaving the room, if they've enjoyed it, I'll just give them flyers, you know what I mean? Saying, oh, like, we're back on here in 15 minutes if you want to go get a drink and come back. Needless to say, I fucking stunk that gig out. I went dark early. I think it was like a 5 to 7 minute spot, and the crowd, I misread the crowd because there was an Australian comedian who like hosted, and he got the energy firing. Everybody were really like loud and brash and up for it. Energy was super high. So I just assumed they'd go with darker material. And I went dark early and I pulled back straight away. And as a comedian, if you know like you've got that in your set, yeah, if you do that early in the pullback, it's so hard to get them back. So I was just sort of struggling upstream for the rest of the set, and then I've got a closer that's a callback to an earlier thing, and I closed on that, and I got a good reaction coming off stage. Like they enjoyed that last bit, but yeah, but the way the majority of the set went, I thought, fuck this, I'm just getting straight out of here. So yeah, I just went back outside, started flying with Tasha and Gary. Had a few good conversations, sold it as well as we could, and then yeah, we went upstairs. We were about 15 minutes before our show started, and it's the same thing every time. Like, I always get worried, oh, there's not gonna be that many people. There might only be like 10 people and something like that. But you open the doors and like say 10 will come in, and then there's no one else, and you're like, oh, it might be one of them nights. And then they just kept coming in, and in the end we had about 30, 40, and they were wicked. There was honestly like such a great crowd. Running order, I sort of hosted it and did some jokes. Then I switched the order around from the night before. So Gary come on first, then Tasha went on and closed it. But like I did a lot more crowd work this time, and they were loving it. Like it was actually like a really banging set. It was good. And yeah, so that show went really well. Took donations at the end, cash and cards, good vibes. We all came outside, and then Tasha were there with the mum. Gary got straight off. I think he was off to go watch another show. Tasha were going to stay for a drink with the mum, and I said I was going to stay, but then the festival sort of caught up with me, and I was knackered. And then the worst thing was I had like another gig at it was the Kyle Legsy show at the venue I did a few nights before, the one that Tezilias was at, and I had that, but I finished my best in class show from that 7 till 8, so I got out at 8 o'clock, and then Kyle went until 11:20, and I was knackered, and I'm like, I regretted having that gig then. I just wanted to go back to the hotel and chill. So I started heading back, and then I went for some food. I found this like nice little Chinese place. Had a meal, headed back, and then I just bided my time. And one of them where like my eyes were closing, but I knew if I'd had like a 20-minute nap, I'd have just felt worse. So then I've got myself up, dragged myself back up, walked back. And what the thing is as well, like I'm staying like half an hour walk to all these venues. So like it's an effort to go back, and it's an effort to come back and forth. So that was a bit of a drag. So but I did it. I went back, and then I got there, and Kyle he sort of double booked. Oh, I just got a message saying you're still good today. I didn't realise I'd booked that. Yeah, so Kyle had double booked, and he's got someone else to guest host it. Now, in the end, it turned out there was only 3 people in the audience, and this is actually something that I wanted to experience this, because like in Edinburgh, comedians know like it's not all amazing crowds. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you perform with one person, like people, that's a genuine thing. So I did want to experience the highs and lows. Do you know what I mean? Just said I could do it. So like 3 people were in the crowd, and Alex was like, "Oh, do you want to still do it? I don't know if we should pull it if there's only 3 people." And I was like, "No, let's just crack on." Do you know what I mean? So we did it, and they were buzzing. There was one older couple from Chester, might be Cheshire, and then there was one guy. There was an Asian guy in there who was from New York but living in Scotland or England, I can't remember. But he's been living like over this side of the water, and they were all up for it, and it was good. It turned out well. Glad I did it. And then I was just about to leave, and I got a message from another comedian, Jimmy Shirley, saying there's been a drop out like 2 minutes up the road. Do you want to go and fill it? Only thing is that the microphone's not working either. And I'm like, this is like performing to like a small crowd. I want to experience that, and I've never performed without a mic. And like it's not good, and it's like that's not how a show should go. But then at the same time, like I just want to experience all these different things, just to say that I've done it and I've handled that, and it's another string at the bow. So I know if it happens again in future, like I'm comfortable with that. And then I got there, and they were in the middle of the show, and there was a Irish comedian on. I've not seen him before. He was good. He's doing his own show up here. And then the promoter were like, I can just give you 5 minutes at the end. And I'm like, yeah, mate, sound, no problem. Wow, is that how Chris's top is? Jesus Christ. But then like the guy just kept going on and going on. I don't know if he was overrunning. But then the promoter also had told them that he was the last act. And he just whispered to me, he goes, I think it might be better if like we just close after this, after the Irish guy on stage. Because like I sort of told him that this is going to be the last act, and do you know what I mean? Like the energy in the room, if you're ready for the last act, he finishes, and then the promoter's like, oh, by the way, there's one more comedian. And I'm like, yeah, no problem, mate. I was literally around the corner. And he said it'll just get me on another day this week, which is fine. I'm happy with that. I didn't have to travel too far out my way, but yeah, that's it. Day 4, another good day. We'll move on to day 5 and we'll see what day 5 brings.